fighting with cancer was not a big deal for me, but fighting with this sudden termination was the entire management actually was a part of this, because I was a part of management team, so this was related to the facilities.
Did you file any complaint with the Labour Commissioner or any other authority?
I am having a terminated and I am having a dispute with organization. I have to go and file a complaint in Labour Court or Labour Commissioner office. It will take a certain time, and after that they will find out whether this is a genuine case or not.
Imagine fighting cancer and at the same time fighting your employer just to survive. Today's story is not just about illness, it's about dignity and power. And what happens when a corporate system suddenly decides you're not useful. This is the story of Santosh Patole, a former facilities manager at SLB, earlier known as Schlumberger, who was terminated while undergoing cancer treatment after 8 years of service. He alleges that it was a wrongful termination and lack of support, a struggle that led him to a hunger strike seeking justice. We are in conversation with Santosh Patole, sir. So welcome to Pune Times Mirror. So Mr. Santosh, tell our viewers that after 8 years of service, did this sudden termination shock you?
Yes, first of all, I would like to say a big thank to Pune Mirror for covering this very serious topic. And yes, as you asked, does this impact me? Yes, this impacted me very, very hard. During my tough time, I was trading on my cancer, and at the same time, I got an information from my organization that my services are terminated. So fighting with cancer was not a big deal for me, but fighting with this sudden termination was
Much more shocking, I guess.
Yes.
Much more shocking. And this happened while you were undergoing the cancer treatment.
Yes.
Were they informed about it?
Yeah. So I'll just give you a timeline when and what happened.
And how did they respond?
Yeah. So I worked with Schlumberger almost 8+ years. I joined in June 2017. In 8 years, my performance was almost top notch. I got almost consistently 3 outstanding ratings since last 3 years. I got promotions, I got bonuses. So I think in terms of my performance, there was no concern. Nothing was raised by the organization anytime. In annual health checkup last year, May, I got detected cancer in thyroid.
Thyroid cancer.
Thyroid cancer. So I consulted many doctors. They suggested me the surgery is the only treatment available for these kinds of cancers, and I consulted 3-4 doctors, and after that I shared this with the organization. After sharing with my manager, initially the supportive response was there. They were also telling me, yes, you just go ahead, do the treatment, and at that time even he approved medical leaves also to
So
me.
initially it was approved.
Yes, yeah, it was approved. Then in 1st of June, I got treated.
1st of June 2025. 2025.
Yeah. Then 1st of July, I got a fitness certificate from the doctors. After radiotherapy treatment, I was fully good to go office by 7th of July, which I rejoined to office after the fitness certificate. And 23rd of July, I got a termination letter from the organization.
In spite of getting a certification from the hospital
Yes.
that you are okay, you were still, terminated.
Yes. That was the shocking for me, because if performance is not the issue, then what is the issue, and why a sudden termination, that too without giving me a proper notice or warning. Even when I asked why this termination to me, they were not in position to give any kind of justification or response, or any kind of even answers to my questions was also denied. Means at that time I was into the shock. It took me almost 4 to 5 days to get recover and come to a normal level. But after that, once I understood this is something not as per the law, this is not something which has to be considered as a normal exit from any organization, because this is not the first time I am assigned with any organization. Before this, I also had a multiple organization, worked with multiple organization, and those are MNCs too. So I, being in facilities, being in management, I understand this is not the way, and I have to fight for it. Then I asked my questions to the HR manager through emails. They kept silence. They didn't answer any question. Then I sent them a legal notice.
Absolutely.
Then they answered to my questions ki why this termination was to me, what was the reason behind it, and below that their statement was like ki you just need to come and meet our lawyers and HR team, and we can discuss this and we can sort it out.
And what was the reason that they give you in the emails or the letters?
Okay, the reason was also a bit haywire because they were also not able to justify that reason. The reason was like this: कि I was not followed certain processes, and because of that, company might have a losses of 0.4 million. Again, these are to be losses, not losses which are already incurred.
Okay.
So I asked them on what basis you are saying these losses. These are the proposed losses and how these losses have been calculated. Who calculated these losses? What were the benchmark considered? If this is pro rata basis, then what was the benchmark? And the main question to them was, did I approve any transaction into that? Even though I was not into the approving authority for this thing, this was done by some other people. The vendor selection was done by some other people. Almost 14-15 people were involved into this transaction. Then why only targeted termination to me?
There were 14 other employees who were part of this team.
The entire management actually was a part of this because I was a part of management team. So this was related to the facilities. So business heads, finance managers,
Correct.
procurement heads, the HR heads, all were involved
Right.
into this because this was a strategic initiative which we are going to take. And again, means why this was only to me, that was the my main question, because I was not into the approving authority for this one.
Okay.
Even I was having my annual budget submitted to the organization. In last 3 years, none of my budget were exceeded, and that reflects into the my outstanding performance
Absolutely.
rating. If I have exceeded my budget, if function was not functioned as per the business standards, then why would have they given me outstanding rating for
Absolutely.
the promotions or the bonuses?
Correct. So this seems very bizarre, very strange from what I've just heard from you right now, that, in spite of nothing being amiss, nothing being out of, uh, the, the standard operating procedure of the company, what do you think, what does your instinct, what does your mind tell you, why such a thing could have happened? It seems very bizarre.
Yeah, I also thought about it. It took me almost 5 months to understand the logic behind it. And it was a shocking because, as I mentioned, after my legal notice to them, they asked me for a conversation. After conversation, I understand uh, performance is definitely not an issue. Any misconduct or misoperation is also not an issue, because they are not ready or they was not able to justify the reason of my termination. So only thing change between May to July is only one thing, that is the detection of my cancer, treatment of it, and my rejoining. So if I was an asset to organization till May
Me.
2025, how can I become an liability to organization in July 2025? Within a 3 months, how
Three
can I
months
become a liability? And Surprisingly, in that 3 months, I was into a hospital.
Correct. Correct. You're undergoing treatment for
Yeah.
cancer.
If and that's the reason I'm saying I'm not blaming organization for this, but I need an answer to this. Is this the reason why they have terminated me? Because they are thinking now I am a liability being a cancer patient.
And did you receive any kind of accommodation or support during your treatment from the organization?
Yes, when I asked and informed them about this, yes, they gave me already, I mean, the medical leaves was approved. Even I think most of the part, the medical insurance was already there, so the hospital expenses was from the medical insurance itself. But post termination, the entire response from organization was disaster. uh, as I mentioned you, they have not given me answers, so support was a
Out of question.
out of
Out of
question.
question. And warning, hearing, or chance to defend yourself.
No, not at all. As I mentioned, 23rd July 2025 was the day they told me this is the termination letter for you. I asked questions, the answers was not given to me. For termination, there is a certain process needs to be followed. Just like you need to give a notice to the
Exactly.
employee, you
What does
need
your
to give a warning.
contract state?
Obviously means every employment is having a contract, and similarly my case is also having the similar kind of contract. The organization has to give a certain notice to the employee, certain warnings to the employee. If it's a performance related issue, the PIP has to be implemented. The out of once the PIP is completed, the result will be evaluated, and based on that the termination will be conducted. But in my cases, nothing of this been followed. Even the natural justice was denied to me, and that was my only concern for the escalating this entire stuff.
Did you file any complaint with the labor commissioner or any other authority?
Yes, I have already filed complaint to all the legal and institutional formats which is available under this case. So basically, I am already filed a complaint with NHRC. The legal commissioner hearing was already done. I think after three hearings, uh, they after 51 days, I can say, the case was dismissed with closure, saying that this case cannot be the mediation is failed in that, and the labor commissioner office told me this needs to be taken to the higher authorities or higher courts, just like the labor court or the high court.
The labor court or the high
So
court.
yeah, but I have already studied the entire process, and my main worry and escalation is only this, because we are our legal system is having a huge gap for justice. Just a standard procedure is like this: if I am having a terminator and I am having a dispute with organization, I have to go and file a complaint in labor court or labor commissioner office. It will take a certain time, and after that they will find out whether this is a genuine case or not. After that, in labor court, it will take almost minimum 3 years to 5 years to identify whether this is justifiable, and if uh, the result goes into the favor of employee, the employer will take it to the next court. So basically it will go to the district court or then high court or the supreme court. So
Correct.
if we consider the entire story, it will take almost 15 to 20 years for that individual to get a justice. So my
15 to
question,
20 years.
yeah, this is actually the reference which I have studied the entire case. This is the time period where someone will be getting a justice through the legal formats. So my
My God.
question was like this: ki if an individual already going through a medical phase, he's already having a financial liabilities, he's already having a physical inabilities. With all of this, he has to go to all the institutions and find out a solution for himself, and it will again not an immediate one, it will take almost 15 to 20 years. So is it justifiable in India? My question was like, organization ensures employee performances is equal. I mean, equality is something is been considered in MNCs very popularly. So just like if I am working in India, you are working in US, we both are working on same designation. Employee, the organization ensures our both performances are on equal level. Even though I'm working in India, I'm not getting any kind of
For the same organization.
yeah, for the same organization. I'm not getting any kinds of perks or any kinds of additional benefits being working in India, right? But when it comes to a justice, if the same thing happens to the US employee, their law is stringent. They are having
Far more
already
stronger.
a far stronger law, so they will get solutions in a lesser time, and they have a structured way to get it resolved. Here in India, organizations understand and they know even though individual is fighting in a legal manner, it will take 10-15 years, and in 10-15 years nobody is having that much of power to continue and sustain the entire case. So they know that this case will die automatically.
So in your case, once you got the certification from the hospital saying that, the treatment has gone okay, uh, did the cancer reoccur, or did anything else? Did you go for a checkup and to see that if everything is okay?
Yeah, I'm continuously going and checking with the periodic checks with the doctor. It is like, every 6 months I have to go and check whether it creating any other the organs impact or any spread across the body and
Correct.
everything. So I have to go and check with them every 6 months basis. So I think one check I have already done. The next check I might be having in July again.
So how did this? Since you were immediately terminated, how, first of all, did they give you any kind of compensation, and how did this affect your finances?
The statutory compliances was been given to me, and I'm working on that only because whatever savings and the statutory funds have been given to me, I'm sustaining on base of that only. Being a farmer, the farm is the only income source for me so far.
Okay.
So I'm doing my treatment and entire stuff from my savings and the income from farm only.
Has any other employee faced a situation like this in this organization?
I am not authorized to say means what other individuals have been shared with me, but when I was doing the hunger strike, lots of people have acknowledged this. They have come and they shared their
From the same
experiences with me.
organization or from other
No,
organizations?
no, the other
Other
organizations,
organizations.
because I was into the open media, and when I shared this into social media, lots of people commented and shared their experiences on my posts. So I understand this is a genuine problem faced by lots of employees in India.
That's it.
Not only with the termination, but most of the time the accommodation was not been given to them. Most of the times they have been demoted in their job role,
Job
or
role.
most of the time the performance basis, just like the increments or the appraisals or the increment and promotions have been
Promotions
kept on hold.
kept on hold. So this hunger strike, did it generate any kind of positive impact?
Uh,
Did the employees take cognizance of this and revert in any way?
uh, Actually, this was prejudicious, so sharing the output of that is not good way. It's
Correct.
not ethical. But
Absolutely.
I can say only one thing: they have approached me. They have given me a certain kind of assurances, but those was not in line with what is been hampered to me so far. So I think uh, giving me a fresh experience later or fair ref check is not something which I am fighting for. I am fighting for a bigger cause now. I am looking for a new uh, labor law formation for the entire society where no employee will be getting suffered like what I am
Subject to such
suffered.
kind of circumstances.
Yes. So this is something which I am looking for, and now I am fighting for that. I want the lawmakers to understand this bigger issue, work around it. Being in facilities, I never go with the problems. I have to go with the solution. So I have already proposed two kind of solutions out of it. So one is like, POSH is something which is already a successful mechanism in India
Absolutely.
and across world itself.
Absolutely.
So this mechanism is working around the sexual harassment in the workplaces. So I have proposed a similar kind of mechanism for medical discrimination at workplace.
Wrongful.
Medical discrimination at workplace. So any people who's having a medical emergencies, medical discrimination, it has to be acted, it has to be worked on, and it has to be solution oriented, done as per the POSH mechanism. And maybe in 10 days or 1 month's time, the solution has to be given to the individual. So like the POSH complaint, if POSH goes into the organization, it was worked based on the forum, and the solution was given to the individual. The similar mechanism has to be built up around the medical discrimination, and this can be done through a law making support. And that's the reason I am proposing this to all the MLAs and MP. They can raise this through the private member bill and the question hours and 0 hours. You can ask these questions to the government, and why this emergency or why this medical emergency question has to be unanswered for a longer time. Take action on this. And since I already worked with the labor commissioner office, so they told me they are into the new formation of new laws. So it's already going on. I think this is the right time. If this can be incorporated into these new laws, this will be much beneficial to all the wider employees in India.
Santosh, thank you very much for speaking with Pune and Mirror. So we were in conversation with Santosh Patole, the former facilities manager with SLB, and he shared his grievances regarding wrongful termination due to health reasons. Prince Chaudhary signing off for Pune Times Mirror.